In its quest to provide an open forum for discussion of controversial issues, this station allows hosts and their guests to express themselves without any significant censorship. You're advised that any views expressed by the hosts or their guests are not necessarily the views of Togi Entertainment or its partners.
Motherhood Incorporated proudly presents Military Mom Talk Radio live on TogiNet.com. Co-hosted by Robin Boyd and Sandra Beck, the owner of Motherhood Incorporated. Military Mom Talk Radio is here with a powerful platform for women to discuss their ideas, issues, and concerns with respect to the military lifestyle. Military Mom Talk Radio encourages you to share your experiences of being a military wife and mother. This show is dedicated to educating your family about the many resources that are available in both the public and private sector, and we'll be sharing helpful information from women all over the world. We'll cover everything military, from helping a family member cope with post-traumatic stress disorder, to navigating government programs dealing with family issues, to the struggles of deployment, along with being a working mother both in and out of the home. This is Military Mom Talk Radio, and here are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hey, military moms, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Robin Boyd, and we've got another full show. I'm so excited with these full shows, Robin.
We have just awesome shows, and you know, it's really fun because I get off the radio and I am so pumped every week. It's just exciting to meet so many cool people.
You're pumped. I'm exhausted. I'm like, oh, thank God, another show is done.
I just get so excited. We meet the greatest people. I was at a banquet over the weekend, and of course I brought it up that I'm involved with Military Mom Talk Radio. And all I could talk about was the great people that we have, that we are so fortunate to have on this program. It's just amazing. For 3 years, Sandra. 3.
I know. We're 3. We're so cool. I can't stand you or me. It's just, we get all these great guests. I mean, you got to admit, of the things to do, being able to run this radio show is so much fun because we do get to meet great people. We get free stuff. I mean, it's just, you know, and I think the best thing is we do make a difference with our military families. I know every time we get letters from our listeners and emails and posts on Facebook, people that dig what we do, it's just, there's no better feeling.
It really is. I'm going to be updating our scrapbook page. I have new pictures of the family. When we had my mother-in-law on last week, we talked about some of the members of our family who are still serving. So I'll have Lieutenant Colonel Boyd on, and I'll have
another Boyd.
Yes, Captain Danaher.
Boyd Family Radio.
I know, it's exciting, but I'm proud of them, and I'd like to keep them in the scrapbook. So.
I would love that. I think I've met so much of your family. I don't think you've met any of mine. I haven't brought any of my family on. They're boring.
You know, while your dad was out there, we should have had him on. But maybe, you know what, let's have him on around Father's Day. I think that would be really special. Okay.
Oh, my dad wouldn't come on.
Oh, of course he will. I'm going to call him, and we're going to have him on. But you know what, Sandra? I'm looking at the clock, and before we get chatting, I have someone.
We're going to have Anne-Marie Miller on for the next 45 minutes. Is that right? We're going to build the whole show around her. No, we know she's busy.
45 minutes, Anne-Marie.
We know she's busy. We're just yanking your chain, having a little fun with you, Anne-Marie.
No, Anne-Marie. I have to introduce my dearest friend, Anne-Marie Miller. She is one of the Girl Scout leaders here in Hooksett, New Hampshire. She's the leader of Girl Scout Troop 10197. And I have to tell you, these girls are absolutely remarkable. And one of the things that they have done in the past week or so is to go to what is our equivalent in the East Coast of Operation Gratitude. We are the proud sponsors of Moore Mart. Anne-Marie, welcome. Thank you for taking some time to visit with us.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about Moore Mart and the first of all, what they are putting together for the troops overseas.
Well, this past weekend was one of their packaging weekends, and they put together packages, and sometimes they actually get requests of what the military men and women want. And this time around, we were packaging up just goodie goodie boxes for them. Of course, there was the traditional box of Girl Scout cookies,
Yay.
which of course we loved. And then they had like an assembly line. People had donated all kinds of items, and just going through the assembly line, we would pack a priority mailbox. It was about 11 by 14, so it was a good-sized box, and it was addressed to each person. And basically, we went through the line, and we put in like a Bible, playing cards, candy. One of the requested items is usually like Twizzlers, the licorice sticks. They love those.
Yeah. Wow.
And,
they ship well, too.
Yeah, and candy and gum and chapstick, and then a dental kit. So that they have
so once you
a new
finish
toothbrush,
rotting their teeth
toothpaste.
with all that candy, you give them a toothbrush.
Right. We give them a good dental plan for a reason, because we keep sending them candy. And then there was, a pair of socks. And one item that we were trying to figure out what it was for, it's a Crown Royal bag that the whiskey comes in, but they use that to keep their night vision goggles from getting scratched.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's right. So what do they do with the whiskey that was in the Crown whiskey bag? Yeah. Yes, officer, that's what I use my Crown whiskey bag for.
Right. We can't send them the whiskey.
Goggles.
We only send them the bag. We can't send them the whiskey. And then there are handwritten letters from students around this area that are included in there, along with some information about Moore Mart itself, and then it gets all packaged up as compact as possible, and they put it in these big containers and ship them off.
Now, tell me, how were the girls really excited to be a part of this whole operation?
Yeah, they were, and it was so neat because, of course, it's Saturday morning. We had to get them up early. We had to, travel over there. They're teenagers, so
these are teenagers, yeah.
So we get them over there, and they're working, just as hard as everybody else. And then when it's over, we were driving home, and they were like, "Wow, that was a really great way to spend Saturday." Saturday. It was just the morning, but they were so thrilled that they got to do something. And I think it really made a difference for them. They're already saying they want to sign up for August because there's another packaging in August. And then in November, they do the Christmas stockings.
Right. Well, and Anne-Marie, you've given them such a gift, because I'm a 25-year, advocate of all these different charities and volunteer coordinator. And you get them young like this and teach them how wonderful it is to go out and do these things. You've done this for them for life. You're
Yeah, we lost Sandra on the Skype. Sometimes that happes.
Oops.
Okay.
There, you're back. You're right, Sandra. It is a gift, and I think these girls. I have to say, this troop 10197 is so community minded and very philanthropic. And
is this the group that was in that picture?
Which picture did I send you?
There was like the picture of 100. Like there was, you guys were standing in a field.
Absolutely.
Is this the same group?
Part of the same group. We were definitely in that 100. This group does flag ceremonies for a lot of events, including the Citizen of the Year banquet that we just had in the city this past weekend. I mean, this is a great group of kids, and I can't tell you how lucky they are to have Anne-Marie Miller, who has been there for such a long time. You're just a gem, Anne-Marie.
Well, and a great group of leaders, Rob. These groups, I'm a Boy Scout group leader, and this year our group sucked because I didn't do a lot. It comes from the top down. So Anne-Marie, you're rocking. You're doing something right.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks. I don't do it alone. I mean, I have a co-leader, Holly, who helps out, and
I was just
the moms.
Say Holly Russell.
Yeah. And the moms also come and help, and anybody who we need to just sort of grab and say, okay, come on, we need to do this. We also partner with another troop in Hooksett who are also cadets. So sometimes we do things with them. And actually Saturday we did have another member of Troop 11145. So it's nice. The girls are really enjoying it, and that's what they want to do. They want to do community service.
Awesome.
And we want to congratulate Holly. She just graduated from, did she get nursing school? Did she get her bachelor's?
Now she's going into nursing school again. She's passed. Yes, she's passed all her classes again, and she starts nursing school again. So
Holly Russell rocks.
Yeah.
Well, Anne-Marie, I know that you've got to get back to preparing for some auditors. So thank you so much for coming and telling us all about this. We appreciate your time that you're giving to not only the girls, but the time afforded to help them support our military. Thanks so much.
If anybody's interested, the website for Moore Mart is
I was going to plug it, but go right ahead, Anne-Marie.
Okay,
We'll just give Anne-Marie the show.
Yes.
Sorry. www.mooremart, MOOREMART.org, O-R-G.
.org. That's great. Thanks so much, Anne-Marie. Thanks for taking the time.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm glad she spelled it. I would have spelled it differently. I wouldn't have found it.
Yeah, it's mooremart.org. They're in Nashua, New Hampshire, and they do support the greater eastern New England area, so Boston North. They are a wonderful organization. They have been in business for a number. I'm just trying to see what their date was.
Well, I'm looking here. 47,000 care packages sent as of February 19th, 2011. Not too shabby.
Yeah. I know. We really are so proud to support them, and they're growing every year, and thank goodness, because they are just shipping out so many things, and the support that they're getting from local people has been wonderful, so we're really excited.
That's wonderful. They're asking for crew socks, cards and letters, flavored drink mix, ramen noodles, trail mix. You guys should check it out, because next time you're at Costco or Sam's Club, buy a tub and drop it off.
Absolutely. And their contact information is right on their website. And that's, again, MOOREMART.org. Sandra, we're going to meet a great gal, Linda Maloney, and after the break. She is an aviator. She is an author. And she is just going to fly into our studios and give us all kinds of information.
You're so corny. Cornball. Women aviators and the special job that they do. She's remarkable. Stay tuned after the break.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
Want to be challenged in a powerful way to leap beyond what you think is possible? Then join us Mondays for the Leah Jensen Show. Every Monday at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central on TogiNet.com with Leah Jensen. Listen live as life coach Leah uses her coaching skills to give you the tools you need to take action and create momentum. You are encouraged to call in and share your greatest fears, challenges, and obstacles. And then listen as Leah obliterates those barriers to success. For more on Leah and the show, check out her website, LeahJensen.com. That's Leah, LeahJantzen.com. Spend 1 hour with Leah, and you'll be captivated by her energy, enthusiasm, and magnetism. You'll quickly become addicted to her positive attitude and make it happen mentality. Ready for a life-changing, mood-altering show? Then get ready for Leah Jensen and listen live to The Leah Jensen Show every Monday morning at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central on TogiNet.com. Have you ever wondered why America is facing such a healthcare crisis? Then join us for Dr. Peter DeVette Live every weekday at 1 p.m. Central on TogiNet.com. Doctor, give me the news. He'll answer your health care and medical questions and share with you his knowledge and opinions on topics ranging from holistic health care to spirituality and wellness. You'll find out about the roots of your health care challenges versus symptom management, the holistic approach, how the spirit, mind, and body connection is critical in both the development of illness and the solution to illness, how emotions are directly related to physical illness, and how to read your body like a book. Dr. DeVette will also go through your personal questions and how you can navigate through the illness maze. Supplements, medications, therapies, treatment options, surgeries, all kinds of things related to your health. Dr. Peter DeVent Live, every weekday at 1 p.m. Central on TogiNet.com.
Put a boot in your ass, it's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and a statue of liberty started shaking.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com. Covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
White and blue.
Hey, military moms, this is Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd, and we want to thank Anne-Marie Miller for taking time out of her busy day to come talk to us, and Holly, who's just starting school. Ha, 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 you got all this homework to do. I'm just in one of those moods today, Rob. Look out. Look out. We've got Linda Maloney joining us. And I got to tell you, every once in a while, Rob, you know I tend to do this. I tend to wax poetic about somebody's book because it's like big and heavy with good paper and nice pictures. And, you know, there's so much self-publishing out there where books come out and they're kind of a little bit on the cheap side. And I love the feel of a book. I love the smell of it. And, you know, this book that Linda Maloney has put together, The Military Fly Moms, is so great. It's so beautiful. Like, when I opened it out of the package, I was like, oh, you know, it was one of those reactions.
Oh, my gosh.
I just already immediately like her because she's affiliated with Girls with Wings, which is kind of like my Chicks with Brains site.
I love it, and I just barely got a chance to tap into there. It's so exciting. Let's meet her.
Let's meet her. Linda, are you there?
I am here.
How's that for a startup?
Hi, Robin. Hi, Sandra. Thank you very much for having me today.
Oh, Linda, it's great having you here.
So, Linda, I got to have you tell everybody who you are and what you've done because you're kind of a rock star in my book of cool things that you've done in your life.
Oh, my 8-year-old always tells me I'm famous. I don't know if I agree with that. I'm really just one of many. I spent 20 years in the Navy as an enlisted member and then as an officer and aviator, and I retired in 2004. In my last year of the military, I actually did not get married until I was 39, but during my last year of the military, I had my first son, and then a couple years later, I had my second. But my husband really encouraged me to write a book. I was one of the very first women to eject from an aircraft back in 1991, and he encouraged me to write a book about my experiences. And I just really thought that my story was really one of many, and I wanted to share women's stories, and what I knew obviously was aviation, since I spent about 14 years flying A6s and EA6Bs. I'm a naval flight officer, and I just got into this whole thing of as a strong woman, what legacy I was going to pass on to my kids, and what legacy other women, strong women that have unusual careers, would pass down to their kids. And that's how the whole idea spawned.
Well, and that's just so important, Linda, because, you know, as a Military Mom Talk Radio, you know, we talk about moms and, you know, aunts and, you know, the women that are serving today. When you look at what you've done, like, you know, just being the first woman to eject from an aircraft, you know, this is just cool. Like, there's no two ways about it. I think what you've done with your book, I think what you've done with your career is really an inspiration. I love that you got married late. I was a late bloomer, too. I didn't have my kids till I was like 38 and 40. It was kind of like under the gun. I better get these kids out. You know, you've done a lot in your lifetime, and you're an inspiration for the women that follow in the footsteps behind us. And I just think that rocks.
Oh, thank you. And that's all the women in the book. I started out with 200, and we ended up with 71, including myself. And the women are from every military service, and they're just amazing women. And I just have this passion to share with middle America, because a lot of times I think people have this impression of who women are in the military, and I really just have this passion to show who these women are, and it really comes through in all their stories, and they all were really incredible, amazing, inspiring women. women, but the one thing that really shines through in all their stories is that they love being moms. They all say, you know what, my career's great. I love being an F-15 pilot or F-16 pilot, but the best thing I've done in my life is being a mom. And that, to me, that's just so great, that they've done all these things, but they really value being a mom.
Well, you never hear male pilots say that. My dad is a big Navy, he's huge fan of, he was in the Navy, and he loves planes. And, we've gone to tons of air shows, met tons of pilots. And, you never hear a dad pilot go, the best thing I've ever done is have my son. They do talk about their aircraft and how fun it is. And that's just such a perfect depiction of what I look at your fly moms or our fly moms to go, we are moms first, and we get to do cool things. And for the first time in history, really, especially in this country, there is no limits on what we can do as women and as moms.
Right. Well, the combat exclusion law was repealed back in 1993, and that was very groundbreaking because that allowed women to fly in any type of aircraft, in any type of squadron in the military. But it also does present, family life, career issues because at a, certain point in time, when a woman decides to have a family, you have to consciously make those kind of decisions, and you have to have a really good support system. Several of the women are dual military, and so they have to balance the deployment schedules, and they all say that they have to have a good support structure, whether it's nearby family or other friends.
Sure. But to have a choice, that's the thing that I love about it, when they repealed the combat exclusion law, that we get the choice. That's a big advocate, Robin, I think you share my same feelings with this, that, as moms, I'm a single mom of 2 kids, run a company in technology. Robin has raised 2 children. She was self-employed, ran her own company. We're kind of groundbreakers, all 3 of us, for something that's going to be normal in the next couple generations. It's just going to be normal to be a mom and be able to do what you want to do insofar as your career.
Well, a lot of the women do say that they feel like they can have it all, but just different stages in life. You can't, a lot of times you can't have it all at once.
Right, but absolutely, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Linda, how did you come in contact with the women you featured in your book? Because you're saying that you had about 70 different women contributing to your content.
Right. The story, or the book has 71 different women, and I started out with a couple of hundred. I belong to a couple of women's organizations, aviation flying organizations, women military aviators, women in aviation, and I just started contacting some women from those organizations along with some friends of mine, and the idea just went crazy. I mean, people just loved the idea, and they started contacting me. It just spread like wildfire. So it wasn't very hard for me to get a lot of women to participate in the book. They were coming to me. And like I said earlier, there's women from every military service, Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Marine Corps, Air National Guard, and they're all either current or former aviators. Many of them have flown in combat. Some are retired. Some are still active duty. Some are even stay-at-home moms. One of the women in the book, she has 6 children now, and she's retired from the Air Force, and she's a stay-at-home mom.
I love that. I love that. I love that we have that choice today. Hey, Linda, how do you, I loved what you said about, we can have it all, we just can't have it all at once. How, like when you talk about, these women in high-powered positions too, balancing the career and family, what do you think are some of the secrets?
Well, definitely, like I talked about earlier, support. You have to have a good support structure. And also, one thing that's available is the reserves. If you have especially if you have a dual active duty military couple, a lot of times one of them chooses to go to the reserves. Although, as you know now, the reserve, the people in the reserves deploy a lot, just as much as the active duty folks.
That's right.
Right, but the women talk a lot about child care and the different types of child care that they use. Some have in-home nannies, some have out-of-home nannies, some have sisters come for like 6 months or a year to help them out, or moms or dads that help them out. And so they use a lot of different types of support, and they also use the on-base child care, which is critical in many of their family situations.
Well, and I want to talk a little bit just off topic, because this is what I see from, doing the show for 3 years and meeting all sorts of different people. There's a different mindset that I see that women have in this situation, that they're really able to compartmentalize something that a lot of people struggle with. And it's just I'm going to make it work. I'll figure it out. I don't know how it'll be. I'm not sure the way it's going to work out, but I'll figure it out. Can you talk a little bit about that mindset? Because you have it. I know you do.
Well, obviously, I'm very type A. Most women aviators in general are very type A, so very dedicated, passionate. Obviously, they love what they do. And I think if a woman knows that her kids are being well taken care of, then she can go to work and not have to worry about, that. And so I just think that we're really just like the guys in a lot of ways in terms of being aviators. We're pretty type A, and we're very motivated and dedicated to what we do. And we also love serving our country. That's one thing, too, that comes out in all the stories. The women just love being part of the military, and they love serving their country.
Linda, we want to make sure that people know where to find this beautiful book. And I want to say the website, which is shop.tannenbaumpublishing.com. Is that correct?
Right, that's my publisher. They can go right to my website, and actually if they go to my website, they can get, there's a promotional code there that they can use to get $10 off the price. And if they go to my website, www.lindahyde.maloney.com, they can get to the book that way, or if they do a Google search on military fly moms, it comes up all over the place.
Oh, yeah, you did a good job on that. You did a good job.
And if anybody does need help with that, they can certainly email us here at Military Mom Talk Radio, and we'll certainly be glad to direct that to you.
It's a pretty book. It's a really nice book. Like, I have it in the cabinet with all the other books of the guests we've had on, and it really stands out. It's really well done.
Oh, thank you so much.
Congratulations, Linda.
Thank you. It was 8 years in coming, so I'm very excited, very proud of it. So, thank you.
It's just like giving birth, isn't it?
It is.
I think you have an 8-year-old.
A long labor.
Yeah, let's start a book to give birth. That's typical type A.
Oh, my goodness. Linda Maloney, thank you very, very much. We are proud of you. We thank you for your service. Military Fly Moms, sharing memories, building legacies, inspiring hope. Thank you so much, Linda.
Thank you, ladies.
On the other side of the break, we have a guest who is a longtime listener of Military Mom Talk Radio. Sally Johnson is joining us from Cape Cod. You're going to enjoy meeting her so very much. She's a longtime friend of us, and we're proud to have her on. We'll be back in a moment with Sally Johnson.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
In today's business world, a helping hand or idea that doesn't come with an invoice is a treasured find. And if that happens to you, then you need to pay it forward to keep other entrepreneurs from making mistakes or getting a raw deal. It's called Paying It Forward with Josephine Girassi, Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. Central. Josephine is going to have the guests describe their accomplishments, the lessons they've learned, both good and bad, and then sharing those pieces of knowledge as we create a movement of paying it forward. For more information about Josephine, her business, and background, you can go to mymomknowsbest.com. Josephine Girassi has always been a problem solver. She saw this need and has turned it into a movement. It's Paying It Forward with tips, tools, and advice and hard lessons learned. These pieces of knowledge can make a huge difference for you, your business, and others. So join us for Paying It Forward with Josephine Girassi, Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central on TogiNet.com. I am not the woman I used to be. I'm free with Minister Diane Jones. Monday nights at 10, 9 Central on TogiNet. This is your chance, ladies, to hear stories of hope and healing from someone who's been there. Someone who has fought back from the horrors of incest. Minister Diane's innocence was stolen from her in the land of alcoholism and mental illness, which led to her being emotionally, physically, and sexually abused by her parents. Yet in spite of this trauma, she has gone on to become a successful wife, mother, registered nurse, and minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm not the woman I used to be. I'm Free is a straight-up show to enlighten you and to lighten your load. Do not let the weight of this world or the things that have happened to you control your life. For more on the show and Diane and her book, The Story of Me, email her directly from her show page here on TogiNet. Then, join us for I'm Not the Woman I Used to Be. I'm Free with Minister Diane Jones. Monday nights at 10, 9 Central on TogiNet.com.
There ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com, covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hey, military moms, this is Sandra Beck. I'm here with Robin Boyd, and for those of you who have missed the first half of the show, we've had some outstanding women on today. We've had Anne-Marie Miller from the Girl Scouts. We've had Linda Maloney of Military Fly Moms. We're about to welcome Sally Johnson, who has made the most amazing quilts. And I'm getting teamed up, man. This is way too many East Coast people. We got Anne-Marie Miller, New Hampshire, Linda Maloney, what is it? She's Rhode Island. I think Sally's Connecticut, Dana Whitehead's Michigan. I'm just hanging out here all by myself in California.
Sally's Massachusetts, actually.
Oh, is she? Oh,
yes.
Well, there you go. More East Coast. So you guys want me back, I know.
Yeah, I know. That's it. We just need to have you out here.
You just need to get me back out there. Oh, and Sally is such a great artist, such a great, Robin, I love her stuff.
I do too, and we're going to give a couple of different websites during the segment so that you can go and see some of the beautiful work that she does. And I admire quilters so much. I've tried it. I have done some very, very slight quilting, not good at it.
Yes, but did you sew your shirt to your own quilt? Because I did that.
No, I didn't do that.
I showed my flannel shirt one time, was working with my mom where she's like, slow down, you're going too fast, because I'm like the speed racer of sewing. And sewed my own shirt to the quilt pattern.
I'll see. Well, you meant to do that. It was.
That's right. I meant to do that.
An aesthetic edition.
Right. I knew years later I'd be on the radio to tell that story. That's why I did it.
Well, let's say hi to Sally. Sally Johnson, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, we're great. How are you doing down there?
Oh, everything is fine on this very cloudy, misty day on Cape Cod.
You know, we're finally getting your clouds, and we had a little bit of sunshine earlier, but I think we're going to get the rain.
85 and sunny in Southern California.
We had a beautiful weekend, and it's going to rain for a couple days, and we're hoping the holiday weekend is very nice because I'm going away for my anniversary.
Oh, well, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
How many years have you been married?
7.
7. Lucky number 7. Wait, isn't that the 7-year itch? No, we're going to go to the next question. So, Sally. Oh, go ahead, Rob.
I was going to say, quilting is an avocation for you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your vocation, your career first?
My career typically is I went to school for nursing, and I do private duty health care in a woman's home, and then I, on occasion, help out at a nursing home. However, I'm done with long-term care. I've been in it for 27 years. I'm kind of done. It's a burnout kind of thing, you know. But, no, I love private duty. I take care of one woman, and she's a little love. She is just the best thing I've ever had to be introduced to me. You know, it's kind of a nice, quiet pace, and, you know, there's not that rampage of craziness like there is in a nursing home.
Sally, did you ever think that quilting would be this important in your life? If you were looking at a scientific career or a nursing career, that's a completely different avenue than something with textiles and something with art. And I'm curious to find out if you balance the the stress that you might have at work with what you do with your quilting?
I found that when I left at first long-term care in 2010 and decided to take a few months off for myself, that's when I taught myself how to quilt, and I just fell in love with it. And then I got involved with Wounded Warrior Project, and it just took off from there.
Now, you worked at the Otis Air National Guard base, too, so you have some military affiliation prior to quilting for the Wounded Warrior Project, right?
I do, yes. I first went to school years and years ago, and I took a medical assisting class, and then they had this program through the local college, and I could gain military credit and be, a private or whatever, and I got up to a private first class, and I got my nursing degree through there, and I just loved working with all of the people at the military hospital and learning all of what they do. I was able to spend time on one of the boats in Woods Hole that was stationed there and work there, which is very different because everything is very small and closed in, so working on a boat is probably not a long-term thing I wanted to do. However, it was one of the best experiences I ever had. I learned so much and was shown everything. Everybody just wanted to give me the information. Any question I had, they sat down. They're like, "This is how it happened, how it goes, and this is what you do." And it just went so smoothly, and it was like the best experience I ever had.
How do you think that contributed to the quilts that you make for Wounded Warriors today?
I think that when I make a quilt and I'm making, whether it's a bed quilt or a lap quilt for somebody through Wounded Warrior, I think about it as if they're away and they're receiving rehab because of injuries, or they are just home away, for a long period of time, 18, 36 months, whatever it might be. They might need just something that is, just a little sense of hominess because things are so rigid and they're in a foreign place and they're not used to their daily routine of being at home. And I think that they need, honestly, I think that little sense of, comfort makes things go by a lot smoothly for them. It makes it a little more relaxing.
So what do you think about when you're putting a quilt together, whether it's a lap quilt or a bed quilt for a soldier? What thoughts go through your head? I'd love for the people who receive these quilts from women all over the country to know what goes into it beyond just the pattern making, the sewing. There's a lot of thoughts that go on when you sew. What do you think about?
I think about kind of the turmoil that happened when they got injured and what it would be like, because I've never, had to experience, taking care of a wounded soldier, but, what they have to experience in the whole process of trying to heal. They've gone out, they're serving our country, and then, this issue happens, and, from very start to finish, I think about, what is it that I could do to make that part of the process of them healing go that much simpler, that much easier, make it comforting for them, make it so that they have a sense that Americans like myself or, anybody who is quilting a blanket for them, we really, really care about these people and what they have done for our country and how much effort and energy they have put into protecting us. And the fact that they're there and they've been injured and now they're going through rehab, which could be very extensive or very light, it's just a sense that we want to thank them and let them know that we really appreciate what they've done for us.
Well, I know that your guild does contribute a lot to your local VA hospital down there. This must be a wonderful guild to put so much time and effort into bringing these things to your VA hospital.
Oh, yes. We are working on the 7th of the month. We are giving or presenting the representative from the Brockton VA in Massachusetts a total of 15 lap quilts for the Wounded Warrior Project. And we are just, the Guild has just stepped up, and they have done a beautiful, beautiful job. They have taken a lot of time and energy and effort, and their talents are just amazing. I am so thrilled to be part of this Guild because they really are very talented and very caring group of women.
Sally, how long does it take for you to make a quilt? I know some people spend months and months and months, and I'm sure some people can whip one up rather quickly. What's average for you?
An average quilt, a lap quilt for me, takes about a month and a half because I'm not able to do it every single day of the week. Mm-hmm. I know that when I did like a bed quilt for a soldier, it took me close to 6 months. You know, from very start to finish with getting the pattern and cutting it out and sewing it and then doing the actual quilting. It took quite a bit.
And if you look at the picture that we've got on our blog and on the front of the TogiNet show page here today, you can see that the quilts are really stunning. One website I want to put out there, Sally, is your Guild, which is Cape Cod Quilters Guild.blogspot.com.
Correct.
And I also want to include your own, which is sallysquiltingcorner.blogspot.com. So we want people to go there. Do you ever need donations of fabric?
Oh, always. We always take donations of fabric because if we can't use it for one thing, for the Wounded Warrior Project, I also help out and do things for the Linus Project.
Oh, perfect.
Which
we
is
do
another,
too up here.
Which is another charity organization here that we can make quilts for the needy.
Absolutely. And this Linus Project is great for giving blankets to children in the children's wards, hospitals.
Absolutely.
Wonderful project. Yeah. So if anybody has extra fabric, we want you to get a hold of sallysquiltingcorner.blogspot.com. Get a hold of Sally Johnson. You're awesome, Sally. Thank you so much for all that you do. The time you spend on these quilts to give to the Wounded Warrior Project and the VA Hospital is commendable. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, and thanks for being a listener. We love you.
Oh, thanks. You guys rock.
Oh, thanks. We'll talk to you real soon. And on the other side of the break, I want everyone to get ready. We're going to hear a clip from a song called G.I. Girl. It's written by, or performed, I should say, by a girl named Dani Vitany. And she is new to the country scene. And we've got a clip ready and waiting to go on the other side of the break. We're going to meet her publicist, Dana Whitehead, on the other side of the tunes in the break. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back on Military Mom Talk Radio.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
Join us for Self-Aid Success Stories with Helen Wu. Wednesday nights at 10, 9 Central on TogiNet.com. Helen Wu was born and raised in San Francisco's Chinatown, and after a very difficult upbringing, fighting depression, abuse, and addictions, she finally finds herself genuinely happy inside and out. Helen believes in taking our positive thinking and doing something positive to achieve a positive outcome. She's here to make a positive difference in your life, to be your game changer, your aha moment mentor. She's ready to help both men and women get into a better place. Helen Wu is also the author of Self-Aid Success Stories, 25 success stories from successful entrepreneurs. Inspired by Ellen DeGeneres, Helen wants the world to know that just because we find ourselves in a difficult situation doesn't mean we have to stay there. We can aid ourselves to a better life. So join us for Self-Aid Success Stories with Helen Wu. Wednesday nights at 10, 9 Central on TogiNet.com.
Whether you're 4.5 or 100, you can retrain your brain. Learning RX, the radio show, is on TogiNet.com. Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. Central Time with Martin Kruger. Learning RX programs are quick, they're efficient, they're life-changing, and they're permanent. Unlike tutoring, cognitive skills training or brain training targets the root issue causing learning struggles. Time and money spent on chronic tutoring is a clear signal of cognitive skill deficiency. That's where Learning RX comes in. Call today, 903-617-6899. 903-617-6899. Then join us for the show here every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. and take advantage of the power it holds to improve your life. There are so many brain training issues that Learning RX can help you with. It's not a product, it's an experience. So join us for Learning RX, the radio show with Martin Kruger. Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. Central on TogiNet.com.
Put a boot in your ass, it's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com. Covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hey, military moms. This is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with my wonderful New Hampshire co-host, Robin Boyd. And for those of you who have missed the show and have missed earlier broadcasts of our show, I welcome you to go to iTunes under MilitaryMomTalkRadio.com, or actually Military Mom Talk Radio on iTunes, the .com by the same name, and also go to TogiNet.com. You can find all of our shows for the past 3 years up there with identifiers. There's so many different topics that we cover, from PTSD to child care. And speaking of child care and what Linda Maloney of Military Fly Mom said, you know, we can't exist as moms, as working moms, as military moms in a community in a vacuum. We need a team of experts. We need a team of child care professionals, and then just our girlfriends to get us through. And I'm going to say every week I have to dart out here at 2:47 so that I can go pick up my kids from school, and I rely on Robin and Sabrina to close out the show. So thank you, girls, because this is exactly what Linda Maloney was talking about. We do what we do. We rely on each other, and I just want to say thank you.
Oh, well, thank you for even conceiving this program, because so many times we have been able to reach people who may not have had resources, Sandra, and it's thanks to Military Mom Talk Radio. So thank you for absolutely, and John Martin from TogiNet, who were the beginning.
Believed in us.
Yes, right from the get-go. So absolutely.
All right. I'm going to go get my kids. You guys have a great week. And Dana, enjoy Robin, and I'll see you guys next week.
Well, thanks, Sandra. And yes, we are going to meet Dana Whitehead. She is the publicist, and I hope that that's the correct title, Dana, for a great new singer, Dani Vitany. Dana, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Well, hi. Can you hear me now?
Hi. Yes,
Great.
I can hear you.
Thanks.
Yeah, and it's manager, actually, not publicist, but that's all right. I do it all anyway. When you're a manager, you can be called anything because you do it all. So,
well, among all of the hats that you have, we would like to know a little bit about this new song, G.I. Girl, and we're going to hear a clip of it in a few minutes. Not yet, Sabrina, but in a few minutes. But tell us a little bit about this song.
Oh, it's a terrific song, Robin. It's the songwriter, actually, her name is Sue Couch and Virginia Sapanic. They wrote the song, and it was written because we felt like women in the military aren't recognized like they should be. And I don't think it's of any fault of anyone's, or it's ever even done intentionally, but we've been conditioned, I think, to think, you know, we've the terms, you know, for instance, bring our boys home, those kind of things. I think people just don't realize that what these women in the military do. You know, they're not just nurses anymore. They're, you know, they're fighting on the front lines with men. They're flying in Black Hawk missions. They're clearing safe houses. They're searching enemy women for bombs. You know, they're fighting right alongside the men, and I don't think that the general people really realize, you know, that that's what they do. And I don't believe they get enough recognition. So we thought, well, we're going to write a song about that. And so we tried to figure out what kind of song we wanted to write. We decided that, you know, back during times like World War I and World War II, and right now our country, I feel, is at a real political divide. And back in World War I and World War II, when you'd hear the news commentators, you'd hear them, they'd be inspiring the military. You know, they'd be rallying the troops. And, you know, we were proud and we were encouraging, and there was never anything negative. And we don't get that anymore, you know. And so we wanted the song to be like that. We wanted it to rally them, encourage them, letting them know that we're proud of them, we know what they're doing. And that's the men and women both, but especially the women, to try to get them the recognition that we think they deserve.
And in writing, were you familiar with Sue Couch and Virginia Stepanek? Did you know them? Were you part of the inspiration for them to collaborate on this song?
Yes, actually, Sue Couch is my mother. So
how
wonderful! And Virginia is a very, very close friend of mine, and she's a singer and a songwriter also, a very good songwriter. And so, what had happened? Sue went. I had lost a loved one in Iraq, and we were going through the list of the names of those killed, and his name last name began with a Y. And going through the list, my mother said to me, she said, "Dana, do you realize how many women have died in this military?" And I said, "No, actually, I really hadn't thought about it, I guess." And she said, "No, because we never hear about it. And that's not right." You know, and that's what inspired the song, actually. We wanted to write something to recognize these women. So we came up with G.I. Girl, and it is a great song, and it's a rallying song, and to encourage them and know we're proud of them.
It definitely is. Now, speaking of the song, that brings us to, how did you come to acquire Dani to be your performer of this song? A very young, fresh voice.
Yeah, she is. I've managed Dani for going on almost 2 years now, and she's done a music video, and we are getting ready to do an album in Nashville, who was going to be produced by who was Toby Keith's producer, and we're going to put G.I. Girl on that album.
Wow!
And so we're getting ready to do that. Hopefully soon, in the next month or two, actually.
Oh, how exciting. So is she is from Michigan. We want to say that she is from Birch
Run, Michigan.
Run. I was going to say Birch Roll, and I knew that wasn't right.
Birch Run, Michigan. Yeah.
But she soon will probably be from Nashville if all goes well. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. And we hope, we're putting the song on the album because we're really, truly hoping that it becomes a huge national hit. Because I'd like to also mention, Robin, that you can download the song on iTunes, or you can go to our website, www.proudandbrave.com, and you can also get it from there, or iTunes. And the download's 99 cents. So a portion of all of the downloads are going to the Wounded Warriors and to the Shining Service Worldwide.
Oh, how wonderful. And we are very fond of Linda Franklin and all she's doing for Shining Service Worldwide. She is definitely a good friend of the military mom. I'll tell you what, Dana, let's have a little snippet of our song, G.I. Girl, and then we'll come back and chat just a second before we have to close the show.
Okay,
Sabrina?
Thank you, Robin.
Yeah, let's listen to a clip of G.I. Girl performed by Dani Vitany.
It's their determination to be all that they can be. Patriotic symbol of noble bravery. Trained to be a warrior, tough like a green beret. They are women in the service, defenders of the USA. American women just like you, ready to fight for the red, white, and blue, showing the strength and ability, serving with the men in the infantry. A GI girl, a GI man, proud and brave, united they stand. Every branch of the service GI girl.
Dana, I can't help but think this is going to rally the citizens and everybody when they hear this song. It's amazing.
Oh, I hope so. It is an amazing song.
I want to tell everybody to visit www.proudandbrave.com. There's a wonderful picture of President Bush right on the front page here.
Yes.
When was this taken?
Actually, I had got that from a lady that was in the military, and she had sent it to me online, where she was one of the ladies in the picture, and she had sent it to me just as a picture to show she had met President Bush. So I used it on the website.
That's wonderful. Now, Dan, you said that you've been managing Dani, so she is going to probably be going on tour with this song if it takes off like you wish.
Absolutely. We hope so. We're trying to get it out there at any means and way that we can. And so, for two reasons, to spread the message, and secondly, so we can raise as much money for those terrific organizations as we can, that we're so in such support of those.
Absolutely.
Shining Service Worldwide and Wounded Warriors. And she's going to be performing that song during Fleet Week in New York City.
Oh, wonderful. Linda was telling us about Fleet Week.
Yeah, she's going to be doing an event. I guess they're raising money for the Shining Baking House.
Yes.
Which is the housing for the transitional period for the women to get back into the community after leaving the military. So I think it's going to be wonderful. And, Linda is terrific. She'll be performing the song there, too, also.
Wonderful. Do you have the date of that,
We're hoping to get a lot of press from there. Yes, that's May the 30th.
May 30th. And that is in New York, correct?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Right.
And they can get all the information on the ShiningServiceWorldwide.com website for that, too. So.
That's wonderful. And again, we want to direct people to proudandbrave.com for 99 cents. You too can have your copy of GI Girl, so you can have it loaded in your iPod and enjoy. And we do actually have a pre-recorded show next week, which I'd like to be able to feature GI Girl on our show next week, if we could.
Oh, we would so appreciate that, Robin. Very much.
Wonderful.
We'd appreciate that. And
Dana,
God
Whitehead,
bless you, and thank you, girls, for all that you do, too.
Oh, thanks so much. We are appreciative that you brought our attention to this young lady and this wonderful song, and most importantly, to your awesome cause.
Thank you so much, Robin.
Thanks. Well, as we were saying, next week, because it is a holiday, we have a pre-recorded show for you. We're going to have some snippets from past shows. We're going to have a little music for you, and we're just going to hopefully rock the weekend away with you and celebrate, honor, and show tribute to all of our military personnel who are still serving and who have served in the past. So we want to make sure everyone joins us next week. In the meantime, thanks to Linda and Sally and Dana for a wonderful show. This is Robin Boyd for Sandra Beck on Military Mom Talk Radio. See you next week.